let that.
for the playing of our national anthem.
So we heard from Jeff.
Yeah. Great. Well, I already turned Tony's mic off.
Jeff gets here. All right, we are live from Alumni Field. We're going to try this again for Batavia, being hosted by Wilmington's Hurricane. Right now we've got Tony Mancuso, our play-by-play. Jeff Merklin, I imagine he's en route. And I just made a trip down to the field for a camera, and I'm sort of winded a little here, but we want to invite everybody in for another great game. Hopefully this one will not end in rain or tornado or hurricane or anything like that. But Batavia is here once again to try to get what we had not been able to do on two other occasions. That was the second game of the week, or of the football season, when Batavia had to drop the game because of COVID. And they were back 2 weeks later, and we had that game at Massey. It was a Monday night because Friday was when they were going to first come back, and it was going to be a little too much for them, so Massey gave them a few extra days to get in some additional conditioning and practice to get back in line. And anyway, they are here after our rain problems last night with this 3 o'clock start. And hopefully, like I said, it's a beautiful sunny day, a little nippy, especially up here in the press box with the window open. There is a breeze, but that will not affect the play down on the field. The sunshine and the dry weather is certainly much preferred than the torrentials of downpours that we had last night. So I'm going to turn this over to Tony Mancuso. Tony, you take it away, and I'll just interject with a little bit of color along the way here.
Well, thank you so much, Rick. Here we are again, like you said, at Alumni Field, Wilmington High School. Beautiful day for football, unlike last night where we were involved in a weather storm disaster. Driving home was really tough. But this is, like you said, the third time that Wilmington and Batavia are going to try to get this thing kicked off. And today it looks like there's no holds barred. Everything's ready to roll. We have a beautiful day. We've got a beautiful crew here covering this ball game between Wilmington, who is 3-3 overall, 1-3 in the league. The Batavia Bulldogs, 2-4 overall, 0-3 in the league, as we set to kick off Saturday afternoon football here on CampusNation.com, the YouTube channel of Campus Nation, the sister station 106.9 WZAA. And here comes the opening kickoff as Parker Henry kicks it to about the 20-yard line, where it's picked up and run out of bounds by the Batavia kick returner. Number 23 is Xavier Taylor. So Batavia takes over, first down and 10 on their opening drive, just underway. Beautiful day here. Batavia quarterbacked by number 8, Mick Heckert. There's a pass out to the far left side, is complete. It looks like no gain. Mick Heckert is listed as James, so Mick must be a nickname. This year he comes in 113 of 172 for 65%, 1,167 yards on the year. Great stats, 14 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. as a handoff comes through to Luke Skaggs. And Luke is tripped up. So Batavia with a fast break type of
they
offense.
play up-tempo. We
Yes,
saw that at Massey.
Here we go. Hardly any time to breathe, Rick, and there's flags down on the field.
Encroachment, I believe. No, it is motion, I guess, by Batavia.
Yes, it's a penalty on the defense. Here's a great thing, Rick. We got a mic on the official. That's fantastic today, so we should be hearing the calls. We're 3rd and 4 here at Alumni Field, just underway. I'm Tony Mancuso. You're on campusnation.com or the YouTube channel of Campus Nation. There's a pass down the field. Is picked off by number 81. That's Carter Huffman with the pick. And the opening drive ends in an interception where Wilmington is set up in great field position, ready to go in for their first drive. All kinds of sponsors today. Again, Sam's Meats, Collette Farms, John Roberts Excavating, Shelley McCune Realtor, McCune Painting Renovation LLC, Edinger Farms, Brown Funeral Home, and Kingdom Exteriors, as always, our crew of sponsors for our high school football on Campus Nation.
Zebras are talking there.
Yeah, there's something
conferring
going
about
on.
something here.
I bet you we have, well, they haven't changed the down markers yet, so let's see if there's a penalty before the interception.
Scott
or
Killen
on
not
the
too
return.
happy there, the head coach of the Hurricane.
They're huddling up, all 5 of them. Ironic, I only see one in a mask, Rick. Only one.
Yeah, and you don't usually see, well, now they're masking up, I guess.
Well, here we go. They mask up when they separate. That was odd. But here we go. Let's see if we can hear the call. So the official,
It looks like Batavia has retained the ball.
yeah, he's coming over to talk to the head coach of Wilmington, Scott Killen, giving an explanation. Scott's looking around. I think it looks like Wilmington's going to keep the ball, Rick, but they're moving them way back. So there must have been a penalty on the return.
And that's possible because there was a scrum over here on the sidelines. Maybe someone jacked someone up.
Okay, so the interception counts.
1st and 10 on about the 38-yard line of Batavia.
And it looks like it is Peyton Hibbert starting at quarterback. Wilmington in the black uniforms with the orange trim going from right to left. There's Hibbert's pass out is complete to Isaiah Ringling. Short gain, if any, on 1st down. So Peyton Hibbert gets the start at quarterback for Wilmington.
Kind of a switch up there.
Yeah, they've been going back and forth. So Hibbert, the senior, is back at the helm. Let me see if I see McElroy on the sideline. I don't even see him yet. Maybe there's some sort of issue. There's Kendall France on the sweep to the left, has got some room. Steps out of bounds inside the 30. Short of a 1st down. Run out of bounds over there. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and very short, Rick. Very short. I don't see Cameron McAvoy on the sideline.
What's his number?
13, and I don't see him. So, not sure exactly what's up, but the starting quarterback is the senior Peyton Hibbert.
And McAvoy is definitely not on the sideline.
No, I don't see him. So, it's a 3rd down and 1 and a up the middle handoff to number 15. That's Josh Snell, the fullback extraordinaire for Wilmington, who picks up the 1st down as the drive is extended for Wilmington. Welcome to high school football on a Saturday afternoon. It's a dry day, beautiful weather day, unlike last night.
Perfect.
So all's well that ends well, they say. So here we are in great situation here at Wilmington. There's a handoff to Kendall France, who breaks through. He's got some running room to the right. He's at the 20. There's a flag down. There's flags everywhere. He goes into the end zone for the touchdown.
So holding or a
No,
block
they're
in the back or
they're
something?
definitely bringing that one back because the players, Rick, actually stopped knowing that a flag was going to bring it back. Kendall France trots into the end zone untouched, but it's not going to count in the scorebook. How many flags? 1, 2, 3, everybody. 3 of the 5 guys threw a.
I didn't throw mine.
Right, I'm not.
Mine's a mask.
I'm not carrying one, so.
Hey, as a programming note, don't forget tonight we have the Bethel Tate at Clinton Massey game starting at 6:45 on our other Campus Nation channel. This game will probably have concluded, and so we invite everybody probably after about an hour's difference. At 6:45 we'll get underway with that game, and that should be an exciting game as well, Bethel Tate and Clinton Massey.
This one here is a makeup between Batavia and Wilmington that was originally scheduled September 4th.
Right.
But the Batavia team had a COVID test positive, so we had to bring that game back. There's a completion out to Isaiah Ringling on the left, stopped in bounds.
And if all goes well, we have Little Miami coming in this next Friday night to play Wilmington, and that will be our regular Friday night game, barring any torrential downpours like we had last night.
Well, let's hope we don't have what we had last night.
That's right, a 6:45 start this next Friday. Little Miami, which Wilmington used to open with Little Miami. There was a pretty competitive back and forth between the two teams, but they'll be in this next Friday, so we look forward to seeing that game as well.
So here's a 2nd and long. The snap goes over Hibbert's head. He does fall on it at about the Batavia 48-yard line, saving the possession, but my goodness, it's
about a 10, 20-yard
it's
loss.
3rd and about 10 miles on this play. What do we got officially? 3rd down and how long? 48 down to the 18, about 30 yards.
Right.
3rd and 30.
All right, so it's time to run. Is that what you're saying?
3rd down.
39 yards.
3rd down and a long way.
Right.
As Hibbert takes the
Almost a
shotgun
Blanchester.
snap, hands it to France,
What they tell you.
who busts out
What'd
to the
I tell
left,
you?
and he's still on his feet. He's not going to get anywhere near the 1st down, but he's got some positive yards.
And this is 4-down territory. Tom.
Yeah, they're going for it, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
Even though it's still a ways to go, it's going to be 4th and about 17. 20 is the official call, 4th and 20. So they got 15 of it back, Rick, but it's still a long way to go. But like you said, it is definitely 4-down territory, and of course Wilmington is going.
Right. Make no sense to punt. You just put it into the end zone, it'd come back out. So it's best just to go ahead and go for it.
There's Hibbert in the shotgun snap, back to pass, fires deep downfield, and its ball is caught. Of course,
It's
Carter
caught.
Huffman on the other side of the receiving end. Peyton Hibbert to Carter Huffman down the field, and of course, 3rd and 30 is converted.
Pretty good.
How about that? So Wilmington converts. I bet you the Batavia coaching staff, led by Nick Schmidt, is going crazy on the other side to give up a 1st down conversion on 3rd and forever. But Wilmington picks it up, and now they extend the drive at about the 11-yard line. They can get a 1st down without scoring. There's an inside handoff to Ringling. Drops the ball, but picks it up and is running into the end zone untouched for a touchdown. Wilmington jumps out 6-0. That play there, Rick, the ball bounced on the ground, but a lucky recovery right into Isaiah Wrigling's hands.
Right into the breadbasket.
And the junior runs untouched into the end zone for the Wilmington touchdown, and a drive that started well and then had some disaster, ends well with a touchdown run by Isaiah Ringling. And Parker Henry's on for the point after. The kick is up, and it is no good. So 6-0, Wilmington out. Let's start talking about some of our sponsors today. The first one is Sam's Meats. Football fans, stop by Sam's Meats, located in Wilmington, Ohio at 1209 West Locust Street to support a locally owned and operated business. Sam's Meats has fresh chicken, pork, and beef, along with deli, cheese, and lunch meats. Their meat deals are a great way to buy meat in bulk, helping to save you both time and money. The dining room is open for you to enjoy homemade hot bar meals and their made-to-order grill menu. Sam's Meats also offers catering, party trays, and a variety of homemade desserts. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturdays. Go check them out, Sam's Meats. So at the 6:27 mark of quarter number one, Wilmington out to a 6-0 lead over the Batavia Bulldogs here on CampusNation.com, the YouTube channel of Campus Nation. I'm Tony Mancuso, play-by-play, waiting on our expert analyzer, Jeff Merkland, to stroll in. But in the meantime, we have Rick Phillips, who's in charge of this whole show, running it and doing a great job. There's the kick to number 23, Xavier Taylor of Batavia.
Brought down by number 26, Thad Stuckey.
Looks like the ball is going to be marked at about the 34. Thad Stuckey on the tackle for Wilmington. So second possession, Batavia going left to right in their New York Jets looking uniform.
It does look like
the
Jets,
Yes, that's
doesn't
what
it?
it is. It's the Jets down there. There's a pass complete to number 3. That's Maxwell Applegate. The completion by quarterback Mick Heckert. Batavia goes quickly.
They do.
We got to
Very
be
up-tempo.
very up-tempo, and there's a quick pass. It's caught by number 11, Kellen Epps.
And they will curl underneath and try to catch you off guard here by going underneath the sort of pushing that whole thing out.
Right, it's fast. It is very fast pace, and that ball is thrown out there by Heckert, incomplete. And we're in a third down conversion. And the officials, everybody's hustling. They're up at the line, Rick, and they are ready to go.
Got to stay on your toes.
There's a screen pass, which is broken up
Almost picked off.
by the Wilmington defense. Almost intercepted, but great defense. Now, look, they're lining up. They're not messing around again. They're no huddle,
They did
no
this
no
same-
playing around.
That's
Let's
right.
just go.
Same thing against Massey.
So Mick Heckert is lined up on a fourth down play, giving the Wilmington defense no time to relax. Now they're letting the play clock run some as the signals are being waved in by the Batavia coaching staff, but it's a 4th and about 6. The snap back to Heckert, fires downfield, and that ball is going to be short, incomplete. And Wilmington takes over on downs. It's time to talk about Colette Farms. Pioneer Seed is a family-owned and operated seed dealership offering Pioneer brand products, seed treatments, and trusted agronomic advice for over 45 years. With the use of local data, technology, and digital tools, Colette Farms offers farmers help to maximize every acre's potential. Count on Colette Farms to be there throughout this season, working directly with you. Colette Farms, Pioneer Seed. Farmers just like you. So Wilmington takes over. 5:39 to go. Hibbert, it's a handoff, and that was number 26, Thad Stuckey, and that's like the third time that
little
Wilmington's
high.
had trouble holding
Yeah.
the ball, but they've recovered every
The
time.
snaps have been just a tad high, so you hope that they'll get that under control
So
here.
Stuckey breaks away and then fumbles. Didn't look like he was hit, but the ball just kind of squirted out. But another lucky bounce right back to his hands. So Wilmington keeps possession. They get a first down on the run with 5:15 and counting first quarter, leading 6-0 over Batavia. Hibbert in the shotgun takes the snap, and there you're right. There's high snaps on every snap, but Thane Stuckey is still on his feet and looks like he barrels for another first down. The sophomore running back, part of that three-headed running back by committee that's topped off by Josh Snell as the fullback in those sets. So Wilmington gets another first down, but you're right. Every snap is high.
Ohio State ahead of Nebraska, 45-17 in the fourth. Got a couple minutes left in that game, so they've basically wrapped that one up, it looks like.
Yeah, we're not going to, just like Clinton Massey, we are not going to call out Ohio State behind too often this year. There's Thad Stuckey running to the left and brought down inside the 20. Yeah, we're not going to.
They don't have a running clock, Tony. You don't have to worry.
Yeah, we're not going to call. We are not going to call Ohio State being behind. Well, we did today. They were losing.
Well, first
7-0 on the first drive.
That was an impressive drive with a big run there that led to their first score.
But there was never any doubt today, and folks, I don't think there's going to ever be any doubt.
Not this year.
Until we get to the Big Ten championship game, which may be closer than the other 8 games. There's a handoff into the line. Stuckey looks like he's got a first down again. Yeah, the 2020 Ohio State Buckeyes, Rick, are going to be a juggernaut, just like they were last year. But this time it's time to bring home the title. Let's not end up where we ended up last year, which is those Clemson Tigers knock us off again, which we've had about enough of that. Let's try something new this time. There's Hibbert rolling out, firing in the end zone. Incomplete. Open. Intended for Jaden Tackett over there on the right. Nice play, misdirection, and
totally a timing play because he had already let that ball go before his receiver even cut and turned around.
Yes, he did. So 3:43 to go. We finally get a stoppage in the clock. My goodness, we've been fast-paced today. Can't even get a breath.
Jeff's here.
All right. I guess I'm going to turn over my headset to Jeff.
So it's 2nd and 10 for Wilmington, and there's a handoff to number 26, Thad Stuckey, who breaks away again and into the end zone for another Wilmington touchdown. Thad Stuckey. So Wilmington makes good on their second drive and is out to a 12-0 lead. As Parker Henry comes on for the extra point. .335 to go, first quarter. The kick is good this time, so it's Wilmington 13, Batavia 0, and we bring in our color man introducing the one and only, fresh off his girls' basketball practice today. He tells me it was a great practice. State champion quarterback, college quarterback Jeff Merklin. Jeff, welcome to Alumni Field. Wilmington out 13-0 over Batavia.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. It was a really good practice. You know, girls basketball started officially yesterday in the state of Ohio, and one of the things I've learned already is that many of the girls' parents are really extremely concerned about this COVID. I am wondering how it will affect teams throughout the state, like it seems to be affecting mine. We have to do a good job of convincing the parents that
it's safe.
It's safe and that we know what we're doing, which
oh no.
With me, with me, I guarantee I know what I'm doing, but you know, certainly you can understand as opposed to football, which is outdoors with lots of air, basketball is indoors, and parents are very concerned.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering how basketball is going to go because you're right. Football seems like it's almost less intrusive to do. Maybe that sounds a little goofy, but you're right. You're outside. There's the kick to number 23, Xavier Taylor, who gets still on his feet, crosses the 25-yard line. Wilmington 13, Batavia 0 as we count down the first quarter, 3:29 to go. CampusNation.com, the YouTube channel of Campus Nation. Rick Phillips, Sidney Phillips running the electricity. I'm Tony Mancuso. Joe Holdren on the end zone camera. Jeff Merklin arriving as the color analyst. And here we go on Wilmington's 23-yard line, 25-yard line. Pass out is incomplete.
Oh,
Describe that one, Jeff. There was a late hit. The flags all over the place. Number 15, Josh Snell on the hit. But flags fly everywhere.
well, you had the receiver doing what we used to call an out and up. I think a lot of people call it a wheel route these days, where the receiver takes an out and then up the sidelines, and you try to get behind that cornerback and in front of the safety. And he got behind the cornerback. The ball was a little bit behind him, but the safety got over there, and I didn't catch who that player was, but he just gave him
Snell on that penalty.
Yeah, it looked like he led with his head.
Whistles blow. Tell you, Jeff, you got here a little bit into the first quarter, but let me tell you, Batavia, they're fast moving. No huddles, no hesitation, everything at the line. They don't play around by wasting time offensively, that's for sure.
I've been looking forward to seeing Batavia. Their first three games, they were quarterbacked by Max Applegate, and I'd been in contact with Nick Schmidt, the coach. He was very excited about Max, and Max was at that position last year. I'll pick it up here in a minute.
There's a snap back to the quarterback, number 8, Mick Heckert. And Mick keeps the ball. And Brett Brooks on the tackle, big Brett Brooks.
Well, let me look here. Lucas Skaggs is running quarterback, or?
Well, I got Lucas as number 13. I think we have James Mick Heckert is the quarterback,
right,
according to my scorebook. There's Heckert's pass is broken up. Do we have a?
That was a forward pass.
Yeah, here we go. Now we got to. That ball is ruled. What are they doing? They're huddling up. That ball is ruled incomplete, and rightfully so. That's the right call. No doubt.
Well, getting back, Max Applegate started the season at Batavia's quarterback. 3 games ago, Mick Heckert took over, and he's thrown for 14 touchdowns in just 3 games. Last week against Claremont Northeastern, he was 29 for 50 for 369 yards and 7 touchdowns.
Holy moly. Nice numbers.
And he's a junior.
Mr. Heckert.
I'm sorry, Mick Heckert's a senior. I apologize.
Nice numbers. Heckert's pass is complete. It's caught by number 13. That's Lucas Skaggs. Jeff, now who does that look like, number 13 in that type of uniform? Think hard. This is 1960s. First of all, what team does that even look like, the uniforms? Batavia. The Jets, obviously.
Jets.
Who's
Don
13?
Maynard.
Yeah, there you go. There's a name from the distant past.
Well, I don't like to remember Maynard because I was a big Baltimore Colts fan growing
There's
up.
Lucas Skaggs, who's the Don Maynard clone.
Luke, by the way, is their leading rusher. 46 carries, 156 yards, 3.4 per shot, and a touchdown. But they mostly go through the air. 85% of Batavia's offense is through the air this year.
Yeah, and they run quickly, too. They don't mess around. There's the snap back to Heckert and his pass out to number 9. Kyler Myers is incomplete. So a minute 55 left, first quarter. Wilmington leading 13-0 over the Batavia Bulldogs. CampusNation.com, the YouTube channel of Campus Nation, Saturday afternoon football. The pass is, again, intended for Kyler Myers, incomplete, but there are flags everywhere. What do we got there, Jeff?
Roughing the quarterback.
Let's see.
It was
And
close.
You're right.
I grumble a little bit about that call, even though I'm an old quarterback, but I think it was the right call.
Did you get hit a lot after this in your day?
Not in high school.
No?
We were really good. In college, I got jacked around pretty good.
It was allowed in those days.
Yeah.
Now, not really. So 1:49 to go, first quarter. The drive is extended for Batavia on the roughing the passer call. Ball's at about the 34-yard line. Heckert in the shotgun snap, drops back to pass, fires over the middle. It is tipped and intercepted by Josh Snell, and Josh returns it to the 42-yard line. So a tipped ball and an interception. Jeff, the classic tip drill, and Wilmington comes up with it.
Yeah, you had the receiver that time just doing a little stop route, trying to settle in between the linebackers. He didn't quite get enough separation from one of the linebackers, and I believe it was that player that got his hand in there and knocked it in the air.
Well, Jeff, give us some news on John Roberts Excavating.
John Roberts Excavating is located right here in Wilmington. It's a family-owned business going since 1998. They're specialized and experienced in general excavation, sewer, storm, grading, field tile, drainage, land clearing, ponds, demolition, and paving. Look us up on Facebook or call 937-382-1788 for a free estimate.
So Wilmington takes over on their own 43 after the interception. There's a handoff breaking away. Is number 26, Thad Stuckey, the sophomore running back, and he's close to another first down.
Well, we've seen Wilmington several times this year, and I'm sure you probably referenced it before I got here, but, they use three-headed monster as their single back. Stuckey is one of these sophomores that Wilmington seems to have so many of on their roster that are playing and contributing this year.
Yes.
Good, talented class.
2nd and 2 for Wilmington, leading 13-0 here at Alumni Field. Handoff again to Stuckey. This time he leans. How about that? He was stopped in the backfield, but leans ahead.
Sophomore making that kind of play, that's desire, and very good play. I think he's still a little short.
I always admire a running back that leans forward. I think that's a trait. You got a certain cut about you at every position. In a running back, you can tell he's a born running back when he falls and leans forward.
Well, one of my favorite Bengals is Corey Dillon, and he really had that lean forward.
Yes,
he
did.
rarely was sent backwards.
Tell you who else has it is Joe Mixon, but it's tough when you're one guy against 6.
That's true.
There's Stuckey with a first down. Yeah, Joe does go, he leans forward a lot, except it's tough to push 6 people when they're on top of you before you even get a vision of where you're going. So the first quarter is winding down here at Alumni Field. It's 13 Wilmington, Batavia 0. How about Shelley McCune Realtors, Jeff?
Coldwell Banker shines like no other. Only one real estate company has guided people home for 114 years. Call Shelley McCune with Coldwell Banker West Shell. Your neighbor, your friend, your hometown realtor. Bringing you exceptional service, honesty, and integrity throughout the entire home buying or selling process.
McCune Painting and Renovation, LLC is located in Wilmington. Your trusted contractor with over 25 years of experience. That's about, 96 less than the McCune Realtor entity. Offering interior and exterior custom painting and home renovations. Call Nevin at 937-728-5585. McCune Painting and Renovation, LLC. The cheerleaders being announced for Wilmington. But we do have another Wilmington home game, so they do have one more.
Who are they playing next week?
Next week was it Little Miami, Rick? Yeah, here at home.
That'll be a good game.
Yeah. we'll get to see that again. I noticed one thing you didn't. There's a handoff to the other sophomore. That is number 24, Thane McCoy.
Number 24, Thane McCoy, the ball carrier.
But we were commenting, Jeff, that back and forth the quarterback carousel for Wilmington, but no Cameron McAvoy today, and we don't see him on the sideline either. I don't know if you
I
have,
was wondering
have
about
any
that.
news.
I do
Yeah,
not.
do you have any note on that anywhere in your stack of stuff?
I reviewed the pregame in the Wilmington newspaper, and nothing was indicated that he was injured, but he's not down there. I don't see him either.
We don't see a 13, so Peyton Hibbert gets the start. And there's a handoff to number 24 again. That's Thane McCoy.
24, Thane McCoy, the ball
And there's Coach Killen again in the Wilmington three-headed tailback attack of Kendall France and Thad Stuckey, and that time Thane McCoy. And Wilmington gets another first down on the ground. Wilmington 13, Batavia 0 here at Alumni Field.
Well, the three together, Kendall France, Thad Stuckey, and Thane McCoy, like you mentioned, they have combined. They have over 1,000 yards. They're averaging a little over 6.2 yards per carry. So they've done a great job for Wilmington this year.
There's Hibbert in the shotgun. Goes deep downfield. Incomplete, intended for number 81. That's Carter Huffman. Rarely does Carter not come down with a one-on-one jump ball. When that ball was in the air, I was ready to bet that he was going to come down with it, but
Yeah, he's one of the better athletes we've seen this year, isn't he?
he did not.
That was a well-thrown ball,
He
too.
mistimed his jump, maybe a hair.
I think he went up a little too early.
Too early, yes.
Which it's kind of windy down, I noticed coming in, so it's easy to do.
So it's 2nd and 10 Wilmington at their Batavia 29-yard line. There's a handoff again. Number 24, Thane McCoy, rumbling and stumbling inside the 15 for another first down Wilmington.
The line for Wilmington looks exceptional this afternoon from the time I've been here. Looks like they're just, again, when you spread them out and you try to create one-on-one situations with the blocking, and then there's more gaps for the running back to pop through. And, of course, those sophomores hit that hole pretty quick.
10:25 first half. Hibbert in the shotgun. There's another handoff to McCoy, who is stacked up. Got maybe a yard.
Well, Batavia was a team, Tony, that, they lost 2 games in a row to COVID. And Coach Nick Schmidt, just from the time I've been watching here, and I did have the opportunity to speak to him once this year. They were 1-9 last year. He was brought in from Cincinnati, Anderson, I believe it was. And he's done a great job, I think, turning this program in the right direction.
Hibbert rolls to the right, fires, and it is almost picked off. That was number 1, Zachary Duncan, who tipped the ball around. That ball, Jeff, was tipped through and made it through about 3 players and got to Zachary Duncan kind of with his vision blocked, and by the time he got on top of him, he just couldn't corral it.
Yeah, it was the last second. The tip, from his perspective, went from his left side to his right side, and he tried to get it with his right hand and almost did it. Nice play.
So 3rd and 8 for Wilmington inside the. There's a handoff to again. Oh, he is barreling in for the touch. Did they mark him short or a touchdown? What a run by number 24, Thane McCoy. Looked like he'd been stopped and stacked up and tackled once or twice, but he barrels inside the 1. And Wilmington's threatening to score again. It's a first down either way, but he just short of the goal line.
That play was made really by right tackle Andrew Stewart, who's a junior. He came down and got a linebacker, and running back slipped in behind him.
There's Hibbert handing off to number 24 again. Thane McCoy this time stacked up. Interesting, Jeff. We called for this a lot this season. Not in the shotgun inside the one. They're under center. I like that better.
Much better.
Yes, I do. It seems like normal geography if you got a shorter path to get somewhere.
Take the shortest
right,
course.
Don't go the long way. So they're inside the, looks like marking it about the one. And again,
Now remember they went to Josh Schnell a couple times the last time we
I'm
were
going to
here.
predict it's a handoff to Snell. Nope, it's a pitch out to number 24. Again, that is Thane McCoy with a touchdown for Wilmington. So Wilmington having their way, Jeff.
They look-
19-0 with 8:22 left first half. Parker Henry on for the point after, and Wilmington is just barreling away on offense.
The offensive line is just dominating right now, and Batavia is not that scrawny up front. They got some good-sized kids, but I'll tell you, Wilmington from the first game this year, which they actually won, to a couple of the last few games, even if they lost, I think they improved a great amount.
Parker Henry for the point after, and his kick is good. Yeah, we talked about this before. Wilmington had their playoff game against DeSales wiped out.
Heartbreaking.
Didn't get to play. Tell us about Edinger Farms, Jeff.
Edinger Farms is a family-owned and operated business that focuses on providing its customers with the highest quality hay and straw. The experts on the Edinger Farms team can provide you with the perfect product for any operation and offer both delivery and unloading services. Edinger Farms also sells both farm fresh beef and pork to fill your freezer. Find Edinger Farms on Facebook or visit their website at edingerfarms.com.
Brown Funeral Home in Wilmington is proud to support the student athletes of Clinton and surrounding counties. The hard work, dedication, and passion shown by these athletes are the same principles we adhere to at our funeral home. The team of Kevin Brown and Billy Earhart are always here to assist your family in your time of need. From pre-planning to at need, they offer a wide range of services that are economically friendly to all. To contact Brown Funeral Home, call 937-382-2247. You can find them online at earhart-brown.com or on Facebook at Brown Funeral Home. Brown Funeral Home, celebrating lives, committed to the community. 20-0, Jeff. Batavia needs points.
Quick.
Nice move out. Number 23 on the return. That's Xavier Taylor again. He's been busy because he's had to run back a lot of kickoffs.
Yeah.
I guess that's not a good thing, even though he probably likes the work, but not the result.
Not a good indication of what's happening.
So Batavia doesn't mess around. They're right to the line, ready to go offensively, as Heckert is in shotgun formation. A loss of about 2. We're in a 2nd and 12 for Batavia. 7:51 to go and counting. Because this type of offense wears out the defense, Jeff.
Yeah, that's the idea. And plus, if you're going quick, nice catch.
Yeah, there's a pass complete to Maxwell Applegate. You said he was a quarterback earlier in the year?
Right, first 3 games, and I would be interested in knowing what had happened. I looked in various resources, but I'm not sure what happened because Max had a good start.
Heckert's pass is high, and Applegate can't come down with it.
Heckert, obviously, though, I mean, goodness, 14 touchdowns in 3 games.
Yes, that's fine. Nothing wrong with those numbers.
No, and Max has now become, I think, their second leading receiver.
So on 4th down, they're going for it, Jeff. 4th and 1. They're trying to get him to jump, perhaps. They're 4th and 1. This crowd is silent. It's like you could hear a pin drop here.
Same as the highest state, other than the fake noise.
Yeah, we'll get into that at halftime. Heckert's pass is caught by number 3, Maxwell Applegate. So there's flags down on the field. So let's see if this is going to stand or is going to come back. Those flags were late.
It was after the play. You know, there's been, I don't know if you noticed, a lot of fussing after the whistle since I got here. And I think the referee that called it was finally sick of seeing it. Some pushing and shoving and heads bopping up and down, like yelling at each other. So we'll see what happens. I think you're going to get the first down. No, I guess they're not going to give him the first down. It must have been during the play.
Well, they do call a personal foul on Batavia.
Looks like they're going to give him the first down and
then start the drive backwards.
Start the drive after a 15-yard mark-off.
Right, so are they going to give us a 1st and 25, Jeff, or a 1st and 10, but just backwards?
I think they're going to go 1st and 10.
But 15 yards backwards. Okay.
But you get a new set.
Sure. Pass is caught by Applegate. So Hecker to Applegate. What? So it's an interesting mark-off. The exact rule, I'm not sure, because you get the first down and the personal foul, but you start 1st and 10, 15 yards back?
Well, in essence, I think it's what they call a spot foul. Usually you see it in during the play type situations instead of the end, but they'll give the team, the receiving team, the offensive team credit for the yardage gained in the first down and then just mark it off. I think they marked it off from where the penalty occurred.
Well, Bryce Jones jumps for Batavia, so that's -5 as Wilmington on defense is a 2nd and 7. Heckert back to pass, fires over here on this sideline to number 13, Lucas Skaggs, incomplete. Brings up a 3rd and 7.
It's that wheel route again, and Heckert has an unusual motion. He holds the ball down really about his waist until he goes into his throwing motion, and he does have a real good quick release, but that ball has to travel a long way before he gets to his release point, but seems to get the job done.
So it's 3rd and 7, Batavia. There's a handoff this time to Lucas Skaggs, and he's run out of bounds. That play had no chance as the Wilmington defense swarms upon Skaggs. Brings up a 4th and long. I don't think, Jeff, I don't know if you were here, it was Wilmington had a 3rd and 30 that they ended up converting on 2 downs.
Whoa. 4th and 12. Well, again, what's to lose? Go for it here. Oh.
No, it's a quick punt. So
it's a pretty nice kick.
Interesting. They lined up offensively, but a quick punt by Lucas Skaggs. How about Kingdom Exteriors?
It's that time of year, and the projects you've been putting off still need to be finished. Is a new roof one of those projects? One simple call could get that out of the way. Kingdom Exteriors specializes in residential and commercial roofing, siding, and decks. Winter is coming. In fact, it's almost here, it feels like today. So trust their 30-plus years of experience. Kingdom Exteriors serves the Wilmington, Lebanon, Greater Dayton, and Cincinnati areas. Call Kelly at Kingdom Exteriors at 513-696-9593.
So Wilmington takes over, 6:06 to go, first half. There's a pitch out to Kendall France. Kendall still on his feet, out of bounds, and here comes more flags. This has been a flag festival, Jeff. Flag after flag after flag.
Well, it was another behind the play. I just saw it out of the corner of my eye. A couple kids behind the play were pushing, and I think maybe one got hit upside the helmet.
Well, the officials, the Wilmington kids are saying it's on Batavia. And you're right, another personal foul, so it's a little chippy down there.
Well, from last night, I'm sure Batavia's had, the kids are tired. You
A
come out here and
long night.
long night is what it looked like to me on television for you all as well. And then you got to come to the game, go home,
Yes, and
come to the game in the middle of the
Yes.
afternoon.
Yeah, that's a tough road.
So they've probably got a little chip on their shoulder.
So it is a first down for Wilmington as they try to extend their 20-0 lead. Hibbert whispers to Kendall France. There's a handoff to France, who busts out to the left. He's got some running room, cuts inside the 20-yard line, close to the 20. Nice run by Kendall.
Well, and Josh Snell just laid a complete lick on the Batavia player on the edge, and that was a great run too.
I'll tell you, the Wilmington running backs, it works. 3 of them committee, but it works. They get a lot of yards on the ground.
Yeah, they're probably maybe the most balanced team we've seen this year. A lot of teams, of course, have majority passing yards in this day and age, but a couple of teams we've seen run the ball most of the time. I like their balance.
Hibbert under center, hands it to France, breaks a tackle, gets inside the 15, down to about the 11. France running well today. All the Wilmington runners running well. Stuckey and McCoy and Kendall France, all of them running at will. Isaiah Ringling had a touchdown on the ground earlier in the game. So Wilmington having their way on the ground. We don't have any official stats up here, but they got a lot of yards on the ground. Hibbert under center, another handoff to France, who's still on his feet inside the 3-yard line to about the 2. As Wilmington is threatening to go in again, dominating on the ground. The question, I think, is who they're going to give the touchdown carry to. I'm going to say France or Snell.
I'd like to see Hibbert get a touchdown here.
Let's see. So it's 1st and goal from about the 3. France is the lone running back. Hibbert under center. 1st and goal. And it's France who bursts inside and into the end zone for another Wilmington touchdown. Kendall France, the senior, is given the touchdown call. So at 3:53 to go, first half, Wilmington having their way offensively, especially on the ground, leading 26-0, pending the point after by Parker Henry. They're just having their way, Jeff. And that kick is good. So it's Wilmington 27, Batavia 0. Sam's Meats, football fans, stop by Sam's Meats, located here in Wilmington at 1209 West Locust Street, to support a locally owned and operated business. Sam's Meats has fresh chicken, pork, and beef, along with deli, cheese, and lunch meats. Their meat deals are a great way to buy meat in bulk, helping to save you both time and money. The dining room is open for you to enjoy homemade hot bar meals and their made-to-order grill menu. Sam's Meats also offers catering, party trays, and a variety of homemade desserts. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturdays. Go check them out, Sam's Meats. So here we go again. It's Parker Henry kicking to Batavia.
Xavier Taylor
Yeah,
again.
Xavier's had a lot of work back there as a kick returner. Yes, he has.
I'm a little surprised at this. Batavia had they came off those 2 off weeks and maybe obviously had their timing down a little bit, or off a little bit. But then, they played they lost their first round playoff game to Dayton Oakwood 44-28, but they played well. And then last week, I know Claremont Northeast is not the top team in the league, but 54-14. I thought they were going to give a little bit more here today.
Well, I do agree it's hard to do what they did as
Right.
the ball bounces around and is picked up by Xavier. Xavier Taylor gets close to the 30. It's hard to, they were all dressed and ready to go, and we were down by their locker room as they were all inside prepping and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And see, Wilmington had a home game, so they get to go home locally, whereas Batavia has to get on a bus and unload and go home and then reload today. It's not the easiest thing on high school kids. Maybe it's showing on the scoreboard. A little too tough. Hibbert's pass is incomplete. No flag on that.
A little incidental
Intended
contact.
for Kellen Epps. The coverage by Carter Huffman.
The thing about this league too, Tony, is some of the schools are pretty far away from each other. We'd been down at New Richmond, and that, for instance, is a pretty far away.
Well, how far is Batavia from
It's not too far from. Actually, I think it's farther east than New Richmond. So it wasn't just a 15-minute pop one way and the other last night and today. They had to go a long way.
More flags on the field as the ball's tipped and incomplete. Let's see what the officials are going to give us this time.
You might have had an interference, but if the ball was tipped, that should be called off.
I think that's what they're talking about, whether or not the penalty is going to be waived and picked up. The officials huddling around the 15-yard line. It looks like they're breaking out of it. Let's see the call or hear the call. They're still debating it a little bit. So the call looks like it's going to be a hold on the Wilmington defense, which will move the ball 10 yards and a first down.
Well, the tipped pass would not call
Negate
off
that,
the
Hold.
hold.
Would have negated an interference type of call, but not the hold. So Mick Heckert takes the shotgun snap. The ball, again, looks like it was tipped. Incomplete. Falls harmlessly to the ground. Isaiah Ringling and Carter Huffman over there on the coverage. Second and 10 with 3:30 left to go. First half. Alumni Field, Wilmington, Ohio. Heckert is swarmed by number 56 on the Wilmington defense. That's Bradley Sturgill. Bradley came barreling in.
That was a big hit he laid on Nick there.
He was zeroed in on him. But it's a 3rd and 10 for Batavia, trailing 27-0 as we hit the 3:25 mark of the first half.
Plus, then at least you can pack up the equipment the way you want it.
Heckert in the shotgun drops back, and there's Sturgill again.
Oh, that was a good ball.
Right off the fingertips of number 9, Kyler Myers, but number 56 of Wilmington, Bradley Sturgill, was zeroed in again.
Sturgill is
twice in a row he's beat his man and was zeroing in. So here's 4th and 10. Batavia not in the punting mood. Unless we got another fake coming.
Well, Skaggs isn't in the backfield this time, so I think they're going.
So it's 4th and 10 for Batavia. Heckert back to pass, fires downfield, and that is caught. Number 3, Maxwell Applegate. So Heckert to Applegate on 4th and 10 converts. So the Batavia drive is extended. They cross midfield as they move to try to score before the half. It's 3:09 to go. Clock running. Heckert to Applegate for a first down on 4th. I'll tell you, this battle over here, the right end and the left tackle, Bradley Sturgill is just having his way over here on this side.
He almost
Ran him into the backfield.
Ran him into the quarterback. It was a great throw by Heckert on that fourth down play, and a great catch by Applegate. But I'm like you. I've kind of been watching that the last couple plays, and it's not much of a match right now.
It's 63 for Batavia, but we don't have a 63 on the score. Is it 63 or we?
I think it's 63, but
I don't see the name matching 63.
Well, coming into today, Wilmington's.
And there is another jailbreak rush, that time number 58. It's Elijah Rockhold, the senior. Their defensive line is having their way also, Jeff.
Right, I was going to say there, Derek Perdue, the great sophomore for Wilmington, leads the league with 6 sacks. And I don't know how many hurries he's had in the games we've covered, but it's been quite a few. But this Sturgill today is asserting himself, having a great game.
So 3rd and 12 for Batavia. It's fun as a defensive lineman when you're playing like this, isn't it? You just tee off.
When everything's working, that's what they live for.
And they're in there again as Heckert is flushed out of the pocket and completes the pass to number 13, Lucas Skaggs. But see, Jeff, what about you don't have a threat of a run, right? So these guys can just tee off for Wilmington, knowing that there's likely not going to be any kind of handoff or running play, right?
Yeah, if there's not a player coming back in motion, the only thing it can be is a pass or a quarterback draw. And right now, and so, like, for instance, the 63 we talked about for Batavia, the tackle, it's a tough job when they know passes
and
come.
You could see the Wilmington kids are ready to tee off. They're just lining up with their mouth watering almost, ready to get to the quarterback as Heckert's pass is tipped. Again, it is caught by number 11. That ball, Kellen Epps, it got through. There's flags down. Now, it's a question, is it going to be on Wilmington?
No, it's going to be interference on Wilmington.
It is on Wilmington.
He had a big fistful of jersey from what I could tell out there, and that's one of those plays where the pass was really not very well thrown.
No.
It was up in the air and floated, and it was short. But when the defender has their back to the ball trying to cover the receiver, it's easier for the receiver to come back because they can see it, and that's what happened there.
So it is a completion. Let's hear the call. Right, it is pass interference on Wilmington, but the catch was made by Kellen Epps of Batavia, so they take the completion, and it's a first down on the Wilmington 30. Heckert fires downfield, and that ball is incomplete that time, intended for Kellen Epps. Coverage by Carter Huffman. Minute 15 to go. It would be nice for Batavia to get a touchdown before the half. Minute 15 left. Heckert back to pass, fires in downfield, and that ball is broken up by Isaiah Ringling down on the coverage. Carter Huffman also back there. That had little chance of getting through because that ball was double teamed. The pass intended for Kyler Myers.
And Batavia is going against the wind here, and so it's tough for the quarterback to get you have to have a spiral against the wind.
3rd and 10 now for Batavia.
If you don't get a spiral against the wind, it's just a kite flying in the air generally.
Heckert's ball is picked off. It's number 23. That's Shane Griffith, who is sprinting for the end zone. A pick six to Shane Griffith, another sophomore.
Another sophomore.
What a great thrill for him to go the distance on a pick six. So Batavia was threatening to score, but Shane Griffith steps in and barrels for the interception return for Wilmington. The length of the field, 33, Wilmington, Batavia 0. Parker Henry on for another point after try. That's their 5th touchdown of the game. They're rolling. Hey, it's all going right. When it does, it feels good. As Parker's kick is good. So it's Wilmington 34, Batavia 0. Time to talk about Colette Farms.
Colette Farms Pioneer Seed is a family-owned and operated seed dealership offering Pioneer brand products, seed treatments, and trusted agronomic advice for over 45 years. With the use of local data, technology, and digital tools, Colette Farms helps farmers maximize every acre's potential. Count on Colette Farms to be there throughout the season, working directly with you. Colette Farms Pioneer Seed, farmers just like you.
And we'll hold John Roberts Excavating till halftime for our famous 1998 trivia, folks. So we'll talk instead about Shelley McCune, realtor. Caldwell Banker shines like no other. Only one real estate company has guided people home for over 114 years. Call Shelley McCune with Caldwell Banker West Shell, your neighbor, your friend, your hometown realtor, bringing you exceptional service, honesty, and integrity throughout the entire home buying and selling process. Shelley McCune, realtor, 34-0, the Wilmington lead. Like I said, Nick, at halftime we'll have our famous 1998 trivia segment to honor John Roberts Excavating's startup of their business. This time maybe even Sydney can chime in, because I'll give you a hint, it's not sports related. But guess what? It isn't politics either.
Now that's amazing.
So we got all bases covered today, folks. You're not going to trick me a second time. Rick's laughing.
There's a running clock in the second half, Tony.
There's a handoff to number 13. That's Lucas Skaggs. As the clock's running down, 38 seconds and counting. Batavia trying desperately to get on the board, trailing big, 34-0 to Wilmington. And that ball to Skaggs is an inside handoff. It's not going to go too far, Jeff.
I think they're just hoping maybe one might break here, trying to get into the halftime without any interceptions or major turnovers.
I bet this is the last play of the half as the clock's running. Hecker takes the snap, looking, rolling to his right, firing down the middle of the field. It's caught.
That'll stop the clock momentarily. It's a first down. That was a nice ball.
I think the completion was made before the
Okay.
clock hit 0, but the officials are just going to wave off the last second as we have Wilmington 34, Batavia 0, the Wilmington Hurricane leading 34-0. CampusNation.com, the YouTube channel of Campus Nation. I'm Tony Mancuso, halftime. Jeff Merklin on the color, as always. Sydney and Rick Phillips working the boards and producing. Joe Holdren, the cameraman. Jeff, it's about that time. Tell us about John Roberts Excavating.
John Roberts Excavating is located here in Wilmington, and it's a family-owned business that started in 1998. They are specialized and experienced in general excavation, sewer, storm, grading, field tile, drainage, land clearing, ponds, demolition, and paving. Look up John Roberts Excavating on Facebook or call 937-382-1788. That's 937-382-1788 for a free estimate.
All right, folks. Every time we call out, it's been a season-long ritual this year, and every time we call out the great John Roberts Excavating, a family-owned business since 1998, that means it's time to roll back the clock and talk about 1998. So, folks, Think about this, and in our crew, in our box, 1998, a big year at the movies, big year, and that's a hint to the question that's about to be asked. What epic film, and I mean a big one, won the Oscar for Best Picture in 1998? This is not as hard as it seems, folks. Now try to turn back the clock to that era and think about what was the movie of that time frame. Come on. Huge. Sydney's stumped. Rick is stumped. My man Jeff is stumped. I'll give you another hint. It tied the record for the most Academy Awards ever.
Wins or
Okay, I'm just gonna say during 1998, I was only allowed to watch Disney movies because I was 5 years old. But I'm gonna go with Titanic.
All right. Okay, Mrs. Phillips says Titanic. Do we have anyone who is going to second that or go somewhere different? Sydney Phillips says Titanic, the Oscar winner for 1998. It's going once, it's going twice. The correct
Field
answer.
of Dreams?
Okay, here comes Field of Dreams to my left. Now, before I give you the answer, let me say something about Field of Dreams. It never won an Oscar for Best Picture. However, it has the record for bringing me to tears the most of any movie. I've cried so many times. I could be in the restroom or outside playing in the snow, and all you'd have to do is show me those last few scenes. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I would just start bawling like a baby at James Earl Jones, and you thought it was over, but then here comes the pitch and catch between the dad and Ray Kinsella, and then you think you haven't cried enough, and they show the cars coming into the field. It's enough. But no, that little spoiler, it is not Field of Dreams, even though it's my own personal Oscar favorite. It never won.
What year was Field of Dreams anyway?
Oh, it's somewhere in there. Earlier 90s, I believe.
I think that's right.
Yeah, but here we go. The Oscar in 1998 for Best Picture, and won 11 of them, was in fact Kate Winslet and Leo DiCaprio.
Titanic.
So how about that, Sydney? Sydney, kind of from nowhere, picks up Titanic as the Oscar-winning film. Jeff, what'd you think of Titanic as a movie?
I guess when I watch a movie like that, I prefer maybe a little more historical accuracy. It seemed a little schleppy to me.
Oh,
Field of Dreams came out in 1989.
right. And Field of Dreams, as Sydney says, I knew it had to be early 90s, late 80s, so 89. But the point about Titanic, you know, as I sat there and watched it, it was more of a romance story than it was a historical thing. It was like a love affair movie between the Kate Winslet character, Rose, and the Leo DiCaprio character.
Social commentary on the classes.
Right. And it was, you knew the ending, which was a little bit sad because you're watching these people interact and partying and having fun, and you knew like a couple hours later that they were going to be going down after hitting an iceberg. So it wasn't the most pleasant movie to sit through, and the fact that a lot of those folks were stuck and they went to their death tragically. The maiden voyage of the Titanic, I think it took off where? Paris, and was headed to New York, I think?
No. England.
It took off in England?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Took off in England and headed to New York.
'Cause that's where it was built.
Yeah. So, what a classic film. John Roberts excavating, 1998. Got to see Titanic, the Oscar winner. So there's our 1998 trivia. Now talk about McCune Painting and Renovation, Jeff.
McCune Painting and Renovation, LLC, is located here in Wilmington. McCune Painting and Renovation is your trusted contractor with over 25 years of experience. McCune offers interior and exterior custom painting and home renovations. Call Nevin today at 937-728-5585. That's 937-728-5585 for a free quote.
Other sponsors of campusnation.com in our high school football coverage. One of our fine ones is Ettinger Farms. Family owned and operated, Ettinger Farms focuses on providing its customers with the highest quality hay and straw. The experts on their team can provide you with the perfect product for any operation and offer both delivery and unloading services. Ettinger Farms also sells both farm fresh beef and pork to fill your freezer. Find them on Facebook or visit their website at ettingerfarms.com. Jeff, a little bit later on the network, the campusnation.com is going to be covering the Clinton Massey versus Bethel Tate contest tonight in playoff action. Jeff, give us, what's your thoughts on that game, Bethel Tate at Clinton Massey?
Well, as you all mentioned last night, it's really the de facto league title game, too, in addition to being a playoff game. Bethel Tate won, I believe it was the national division of the SBAAC. Clinton Massey won the American, and I maybe have those backwards. But, yeah, Clinton Massey American and Bethel Tate National. But as I understand, the SBAAC, it's not really balanced divisions. It's smaller schools in the National and the bigger schools in the American. So, you know, obviously Massey has to be the favorite. But we saw Bethel Tate earlier this year, and they've got a nice offense.
Yes,
They'll score
they do.
some points.
They do.
And that they're going to have a whole lot of motivation in that game. Obviously, they're the same size school as Massey because it's a playoff game. So I'll be interested to see what happens there. You know, Massey has lost that extremely good runner a couple weeks ago down at New Richmond when we were there, and that was a shame. And, you know, it'll be interesting to see if Bethel Tate can keep them close for half, maybe into the third quarter. I think they have a chance.
So a little later tonight, 7 p.m. kickoff. Broadcast will probably get going about 6:45 on campusnation.com, the YouTube channel of Campus Nation, the other side of the broadcast network. Bethel Tate versus Clinton Massey in a playoff game. That should be a good one. A lot of people were fired up for that. Last night, people were chiming in, supporting Clinton Massey, the Falcons, as they make their run to the state title. And boy, what an upset that would be if Bethel Tate could catch them and knock them off on the way to their quest for another state title, Jeff.
It would be a major upset, that's for sure. But any team that can go back there and throw like Bethel Tate can and catch it, they got a chance if they can just defensively is the concern. They're not real big on defense, and Massey has that line with, I think, as I remember, 3 of the linemen are state wrestling potential candidates this year. Their running backs are physical, big running backs, and their ends are even pretty physical too. So that's the big question. Can Bethel Tate find a way to stop the running game? Maybe not, just slow it down a little bit. Give their quarterback a chance with the ball and see if they can get some points on the board and get the momentum going.
Brown Funeral Home, another proud sponsor of campusnation.com. Brown Funeral Home in Wilmington is proud to support the student athletes of Clinton and surrounding counties. The hard work, dedication, and passion shown by these athletes are the same principles we adhere to at our funeral home. The team of Kevin Brown and Billy Earhart are always here to assist your family in your time of need, from pre-planning to at need. They offer a wide range of services that are economically friendly to all. To contact Brown Funeral Home, the number is 937-382-2247. You can also find them online at earhart-brown.com or on Facebook at Brown Funeral Home. Brown Funeral Home, celebrating lives committed to the community. Jeff, tell us about Kingdom Exteriors.
It's that time of year, and the projects you've been putting off, Tony, still need to be finished. Is a new roof one of those projects on that beautiful home that you have in Gahanna? One simple call to Kingdom Exteriors could solve your problems. Kingdom Exteriors specializes in residential and commercial roofing, siding, and decks. Winter's coming, so trust their 30-plus years of experience, serving the Wilmington, Lebanon, Greater Dayton, and Cincinnati areas. Call Kelly at Kingdom Exteriors, 513-696-9593. That's 513-696-9593.
So as we wind down the halftime, you're the Batavia coaching staff, Jeff. What do you tell the kids down 34-0 at halftime? What do you tell them?
You tell them that it's a second half. Go out there like it's 0-0. And we want to take as much positive as we can away from this game. We're going to keep playing. One of the things I noticed is even though the score kept going higher and higher for Wilmington, Batavia would still hit. They were getting blocked, but they still were competing in the game. And that's what you want to see about from your high school kids. Are they competing? Their talent level may not be the same right now. Their skill level may not be the same. But if you can get out of your team the very best that they can give, that shows a good coach. And Nick Schmidt, I've been impressed with what he's done this year. I think he's going to have Batavia back in the winning column before too long. They were 1-9 last year, and then he was brought in. And before that, they'd had some pretty good teams. I believe they had a couple playoffs teams in the last 10, 12 years. So it's not a community that's been totally bereft of football talent. I think Coach Schmidt's doing a good job from what I've seen. And they'll be an interesting team to watch next year.
Sam's Meats football fans, stop by Sam's Meats located in Wilmington at 1209 West Locust Street to support a locally owned and operated business. Sam's Meats has fresh chicken, pork, and beef along with deli cheese and lunch meats. Their meat deals are a great way to buy meat in bulk, helping you save you both time and money. The dining room is open for you to enjoy homemade hot bar meals and their made-to-order grill menu. Sam Meats also offers catering, party trays, and a variety of homemade desserts. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturdays. Go check out Sam's Meats. Second half action about to get underway here at CampusNation.com, the YouTube channel of Campus Nation. Let's reintroduce everybody bringing this game to you. I'm Tony Mancuso. Our color and analyst is Jeff Merklin, state champion high school quarterback for West Jefferson, college quarterback for Muskingum, coach extraordinaire of many sports. Rick and Sydney Phillips running the board, getting ready for second half action and also kind of packing up part of the crew for the Clinton Massey Bethel Tate game later on tonight. Joe Holdren, Country Joe, on the camera wearing his typical cowboy hat, autographed.
He looks good today. Looks like he's about ready to go bag some bear.
Yeah, he always looks good. Cowboy Joe always looks good.
Now, where's the booth camera tonight? I mean, you guys got on TV last night. I'm thinking you didn't get the most handsome dude in the picture. I had a conflict, and now I'm here, and I was looking forward to that today. I don't see it here. I think that's kind of insulting.
Well, to keep me off the camera, that was not insulting, believe me.
You looked good last night. You did.
Ugh. What was it, 1998? Let's talk about that. We looked good in 1998. There's Brett Brooks falling on a kick.
Wasn't Brooks the young man that took one of those kicks a couple weeks ago and just rumbled about 20 or 30 yards?
I'm surprised he didn't go with it.
I was looking forward to seeing if he did that again.
And we are in a running clock situation already, 11:38 and counting. The Hurricane of Wilmington leading Batavia. I'm surprised Brett didn't take off. He just kind of fell on it and let it be.
He looks a little disappointed. I think that's what the coach is telling him.
If he had that back, I bet you he wouldn't have kneeled.
I think the coach wanted to see him take it too.
So Wilmington's first possession of the second half. They come out, and it is Kendall France as the lead running back. Josh Snell, fullback. Peyton Hibbard, quarterback. Peyton back to pass on first down. The ball's tipped and falls incomplete, intended for Carter Upman.
Well, as far as Peyton Hibbard, we talked all year about two quarterbacks for Wilmington being very good. They look like quarterbacks. They're athletic. I would think maybe it was he was put back in the starting lineup because he's a senior. They're out of the playoffs, but I'm concerned that Cameron's not out there.
Yeah, we don't see him. So we're not sure up here what happened. There's a pitch out to France, running to the left, hesitates, cuts back the other way. It loses the ball, and looks like Wilmington fell on it. France had the ball stripped from him as he was trying to make something out of nothing. It's a very long third down for Wilmington as they start the second half. 10 minutes to go, clock running. Colette Farms is a family-owned and operated seed dealership offering Pioneer brand products, seed treatments, and trusted agronomic advice for over 45 years. With the use of local data, technology, and digital tools, we help farmers maximize every acre's potential. Count on us to be there throughout the season, working directly with you. Colette Farms, Pioneer Seed, farmers just like you. Okay, there's a long pass downfield that's intended for Isaiah Ringling, and Jeff described that. There's flags everywhere.
Well, again, you've got one-on-one. It's a situation where the quarterback just throws the ball up and about 25, 30 yards downfield and trusts his receiver to be athletic enough to come back and get it or to go up and get it. I'll tell you, one of the things that I've wanted to ask a defensive backs coach about the teaching of the defensive backs in the last few years. I thought the teaching was always that the defensive back, of course, is going to run with the receiver, and he keeps his eye in the ear hole of the receiver, and when the receiver looks, the defensive back looks and reacts. But anymore, whether it's high school, college, or pro, it's like the defenders are not even looking for the football, and that's what happened there. The ball was short, the receiver tried to come back, and frankly, the defensive back was just in the way, and he got the call against him.
So here's France.
That just puzzles me that it doesn't appear defensive backs are being trained to look for the ball on certain patterns.
So we have 4th and short. I'm surprised there's no first down on the interference call, or what?
There should have been.
Yeah, what happened here? I think maybe might be some confusion, but
well, I'm
maybe
probably wrong on the call.
Maybe we're the ones confused. With 7:47 to go, clock running. Snell gets the first down carry as the fullback.
That's Snell's one tough hombre.
Yes, he is.
He's going to be good the next couple of years.
Like we say, we always have our Bengals references. How about leading 21-0 against Indianapolis, and late in the game, when it was a close game, 3rd and 1, somebody thought, hand the ball to Samaje Perine out of the fullback position.
Fresh up from the practice squad.
First carry of his life for a Bengal. And, of course, it stopped.
Boy, that made my neck hurt.
And the next play is a 4th down field goal bonked off the upright.
That made my neck hurt, too.
And instead of taking the lead, there's France down the right side. Instead of taking back the lead and really changing the momentum of that game back to your team, neither play worked. I don't know.
Kaboom.
Oh, gosh.
Blows up in your face.
Again, it comes back to that same analogy that you try to trick people and don't do what you do best. And, of course, it doesn't work. And I think coaches have a tendency to try to outsmart themselves at times. I don't know what Zach Taylor and the offensive staff were thinking on a 3rd and less than 1 that a handoff to a runner who'd never carried the ball all year long was the play to call, especially when you're weak on the offensive line to begin with. There's a completion out to Isaiah Ringling. Ringling cuts inside the 30 down to the 24-yard line as he's knocked out of bounds. Clock running with 5:45 to go. We're in that running clock situation because of the big lead for Wilmington, leading Batavia 34-0. Third quarter, clock running. Wilmington threatening to go in there again, Jeff.
Just been utterly dominant
Yeah,
today.
they have. On all sides. Every phase they've been dominant. Hibbert a handoff to number 9, France, who's running for the end zone, and another touchdown for Wilmington. Kendall France with the touchdown run. And Wilmington is having their way, Jeff. What a run that was. Untouched almost.
Well, Kendall France, I've just loved his running all year. He's usually just in there in the first quarter, so I'm glad to see him in there to now and also in the second quarter. He's just got a beautiful running style, and as opposed to a real pop through the line, he just glides through the line.
Glider. He does have that Eric Dickerson / Eddie George kind of a vibe to him, as Parker Henry's kick is good. Wilmington takes a 41-0 lead. John Roberts Excavating, located in Wilmington, is a family-owned business since 1998, the year Titanic won the Oscar for Best Picture. They are specialized and experienced in general excavation, sewer, storm grading, field tile, drainage, land clearing, ponds, demolition, and paving. Look them up on Facebook or call 937-382-1788 for a free estimate. Neither one of those actors, Kate Winslet or Leo DiCaprio, won the Oscars for Best Actors or Actresses. Those were won by another film. There's no way you're going to get this.
I don't even have a prayer. I'll say this about Titanic, though, and maybe I'm wrong on the overall effect, but the special effects in that movie
Fabulous.
were tremendous, and it seems like that kind of opened up a whole new era for. I mean, things had been getting better and better and better, but that almost took it to another level.
Okay, do we have any takers on who won the Best Actor and Best Actress that year? And it wasn't Kate or Leo, and they came from the same movie. Going twice, going 3 times.
How about a hint?
The actress has never. She was famous for TV more than movies. She was a hit lead actress in a very popular sitcom called Mad About You.
That one I don't know.
So that would be Helen Hunt. And the male actor is one of the most well-known Los Angeles Lakers fans ever.
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson, who played the male lead in As Good as It Gets. My favorite role of Jack's was playing the Joker. There's a ball that's tipped and intercepted. Number 39. That is Jeff Valentine. So it goes from bad to worse to Batavia, Jeff, as Wilmington gets another interception and takes it inside the 10.
Little short slant. Did not see the linebacker dropping back in coverage. Very nice play.
Tell us about Shelley McCune Realtors.
Coldwell Banker shines like no other, Tony. There's only one real estate company that's guided people home for over 114 years. Shelley McCune is with Coldwell Banker West Shell, and they are your neighbor, your friend, and your hometown realtor, bringing you exceptional service, honesty, and integrity throughout the entire home buying and selling process.
McCune Painting and Renovation LLC is located in Wilmington, Ohio. Your trusted contractor with over 25 years of experience, offering interior and exterior custom painting and home renovations. Called Nevin today at 937-728-5585 for a free quote. McCune Painting and Renovation LLC. There's Hibbert's ball thrown up in the air. A beautiful throw and catch. I want to see that on video. I cannot wait to go back and see that play on campusnation.com podcast, the replay. What a gorgeous throw and gorgeous catch.
You can't throw that any better than Peyton Hibbert did. That was a gorgeous pass.
And soft hands on the Carter Huffman end of it. Just a beautiful catch.
I hope Carter Huffman plays somewhere in college.
Just a gorgeous catch.
What an athlete.
I loved every bit of that play. I can't wait to rewatch it. What a nice looking play. Ball laid up there perfectly, and soft hands of Carter Huffman on the other end of it.
I'd like to have seen that play on 3rd and 1 that you were talking about earlier instead of what we got for the Bengals.
Extends the lead to 48-0 with 3:42 left in the third quarter. Jeff, tell us about Edinger Farms, another proud sponsor.
Edinger Farms is family-owned and operated, and it focuses on providing its customers with the highest quality hay and straw. The experts on their team can provide you with the perfect product for any operation and offer both delivery and unloading services. Edinger Farms also sells both farm fresh beef and pork to fill your freezer. Find Edinger Farms on Facebook or visit their website at edingerfarms.com.
Brown Funeral Home in Wilmington is proud to support the local student athletes of Clinton and surrounding counties. The hard work, dedication, and passion shown by these athletes are the same principles we adhere to at Brown Funeral Home. The team of Kevin Brown and Billy Earhart are always there to assist your family in your time of need. From pre-planning to at need, they offer a wide range of services that are economically friendly to all. To contact them, call 937-382-2247 as the kickoff is returned close to the 30. You can also find them online at earhart-brown.com or on Facebook at Brown Funeral Home. Brown Funeral Home, celebrating lives committed to the community. So we're at 3:10 to go in the third quarter. Wilmington leading comfortably 48-0. Again, what are you doing if you're Batavia? You've been thoroughly beaten on every aspect of this game.
Try to finish on a high note.
Yes,
Keep playing. Hard, clear to the end of the game.
There's the pass that's dropped by number 11, Kellen Epps. Looked like that ball was catchable.
Right in his hands. Very well
you tend to
thrown.
lose your concentration in this type of game, don't you, Jeff?
Correct. And Epps is their leading receiver. 45 catches, 372 yards, 8.3 per catch, and 3 touchdowns. And so he's better than that, and he knows it.
Yeah, I feel bad for those kids that had to trek here last night and never got to play. There's a ball thrown downfield, and that ball is dropped by Kyler Myers. So Mick Heckard with 2 on-the-money passes back-to-back on first and second down that his receivers did not come down with, Jeff. Looked like neither ball should have been dropped, but they both were.
Kyler Myers, 6'5". That's a tall receiver, and that ball was there and just couldn't come up with it.
Yeah, they just feel like maybe the energy's left them some, and it's 2:10 to go, third quarter. On a Saturday afternoon, Heckard drops back to pass and throws that middle screen, and he is just lit up by number 30. Who's on the defense?
And then you had a cheap shot
39.
behind the play as well. You're going to have a first down for Batavia.
That's Jeff Valentine.
The hit was perfectly legal and great. I don't think there's any problem with the hit, but behind the play, and I didn't see what happened. I just saw, well, I guess they're going to pick up the flag. No, they're going to say the clock still runs while the referees huddle. I hate referee huddles. You never know what's going to happen.
Well, you don't stop the clock on a referee huddle?
Apparently not. They
not.
gave the run it signal.
So these guys could be talking till the
End of the
way
game.
to the end of the quarter at least.
Now, if that happens, I'm going to join your corner
Listen, we've already had that trial, and the jury ruled against me, so we'll just take the ruling and move on.
Well, the point there is the referee's huddling as to what's to huddle. It's a penalty. You called it. I'm not sure what happened,
But again, maybe that clock rule needs tweaked some, because to run the clock during a referee huddle, that seems inappropriate. Even if you believe in the running clock and its merits, maybe it should stop during that situation. There's a pass complete to Kellen Epps that time. as we're running down to the end of the third quarter. Wilmington comfortably ahead 48-0 on a Saturday afternoon, the first game of our doubleheader on campusnation.com. The big one tonight, Bethel Tate at Clinton Massey. Heckert throws down the middle, and that ball is overthrown. And France on the defense, the ball intended for Maxwell Applegate, incomplete. So see, the ball's way down by the end zone, and they got to bring it back, and the clock's running, and I don't think they're going to even get the play off.
Well, it looks like they got another one in
They
from the sidelines.
switched another ball.
Max kicked that
But
one
by the time
soccer
Maxwell gets back to the formation, they are not going to get a playoff as we predicted. And that is the end of the quarter. It is Wilmington, the Hurricane, leading at the end of 3, 48-0 over the Batavia Bulldogs. Jeff, tell us a little bit about Kingdom Exteriors.
It's that time of year, and the projects you've been putting off still need to be finished. Is a new roof one of those projects? One simple call could get that out of the way. Kingdom Exteriors specializes in residential and commercial roofing, siding, and decks. Winter is coming, so trust their 30-plus years of experience. Kingdom Exteriors serves the Wilmington, Lebanon, Greater Dayton, and Cincinnati areas. Call Kelly at Kingdom Exteriors at 513-696-9593. That's Kelly, 513-696-9593.
Sam's Meats, football fans, stop by Sam's Meats, located here in Wilmington, Ohio at 1209 West Locust Street to support a locally owned and operated business. Sam's Meats has fresh chicken, pork, and beef, along with deli cheese and lunch meats. Their meat deals are a great way to buy meat in bulk, helping to save you both time and money. The dining room is open for you to enjoy homemade hot bar meals and their made-to-order grill menu. Sam's Meats also offers catering party trays as the pass is batted down, and a variety of homemade desserts. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturdays. Go check them out, Sam's Meats. 11:35 to go, fourth quarter, clock running. Batavia trying to salvage something out of this drive on fourth down. They may not get the ball back, Jeff, if they don't score here. It might be it.
I think you're right.
So there's Heckert back to pass and fires downfield, and that ball is broken up by Carter Huffman. Looks like a turnover on downs, which does stop the clock, right?
It should change of possession, should do it.
Tell us about Colette Farms.
Colette Farms Pioneer Seed is a family-owned and operated seed dealership offering Pioneer brand products, seed treatments, and trusted agronomic advice for over 45 years. With the use of local data, technology, and digital tools, we help farmers maximize every acre's potential. Count on us to be there throughout the season, working directly with you. Colette Farms Pioneer Seed, farmers just like you. Now, 45 years ago, we'll play that a little bit with Colette Farms. I know what was happening 45 years ago with in 1975, and in fact, I think just a week or so ago, with the Reds anyway.
Well, are you talking about the Big Red Machine?
The Machine.
Okay, folks, here's the thing. If anybody comes up to you ever in your life and says, who was the greatest baseball team that there ever was, please don't say the 27 Yankees or the 61 Yankees or the 98 Yankees or the 18 Red Sox or anything close to that, because those would be the wrong answers. Because the right answer, which we all know down here in this part of the state, are the Big Red Machine of 1975 and 76. We lost Joe Morgan a little while back. We lost Tom Seaver, who technically was not on those teams. He didn't show up in Cincinnati till June of 77. But the greatest sports team ever. We were blessed as kids to grow up with them and to watch them. They taught us how to play sports, how to play baseball, how to act in public, how to win with class. You couldn't have had a more brainier team ever. Jeff, come on. honestly, you had like the Einsteins of baseball that were involved in that organization.
I honestly don't remember baseball players actually using film until I heard about it with Joe Morgan analyzing pitchers' pickoff moves.
And there is a handoff.
That's I'm sorry. Go
Tanner
ahead.
Killen.
Yeah, I think it's a coach's son, sophomore, coming in here at quarterback.
A keeper, rather, not a handoff.
Yeah, keeper. And he looks like a good little athlete out there.
Yeah. Give him some playing time as the clock runs. 8:50 to go. It's 48-0. Wilmington leading Batavia. As Tanner Killen gets the signals from the coaching staff.
You know, I'll go back to 75 and 76 Reds for a second. Sparky Anderson was known as Captain Hook. But if you go back, the starting pitchers in those years got a lot of more innings than the starting pitchers of today.
A whole different way of playing. There goes Killen on the keeper, which tonight is Game 4 of the World Series. The Dodgers leading the Tampa Rays 2-1. Pivotal game tonight. I look for LA to win tonight and tomorrow and wrap it up. I just think their team was just destined to win it this year.
Well, since the Astros fiasco of 17 when they beat the Dodgers, I'm no Dodgers fan, but I even kind of felt a little bad for them because I thought they had a fantastic team that year.
There's Heckert back to pass, fires down the middle, and it's tipped by Carter Huffman defensively, intended for Kyler Myers, and it falls incomplete. 7:56 to go and clock running. John Roberts Excavating is located in Wilmington. It's a family-owned business since 1998. They are specialized and experienced in general excavation, sewer, storm grading, field tile, drainage, land clearing, ponds, demolition, and paving. Look them up on Facebook or call 937-382-1788 for a free estimate. John Roberts Excavating. Heckert's pass is complete to number 11. That's Kellen Epps. Clock running 7:15 and counting in the ball game. Wilmington comfortably ahead 48-0 as Batavia tries to get a touchdown before they get on the bus and head home. They've had to make this trip twice in 12 hours. Not easy, as we said.
Boy, with the COVID and the weather and the amount of cancellations in the state last night, it just almost seems like a mess right now, but I think the games are getting played today pretty well.
Hecker down the field, and a diving catch is made by number 9, Kyler Myers. Great pass, great catch. Hecker to Myers as Batavia tries to get a touchdown. They're on the 25-yard line, first down. Heckert back to pass, standing in there, and he is being swarmed under. There's flags everywhere. What do we got here? It's going to be a hold on Batavia.
I think that's correct. It was a sure late call, but
I'll tell you, we talked about this running clock rule, and we won't debate the merits of it, but I think it needs tweaked at least. When there's penalties and referees that are huddling and trying to decipher rules, you could run out the clock, Jeff, just by that.
Well, I think that's a very good point.
Yeah, let's at least fix it. I think it should at least be fixed. Because they take a lot of time often to try to sort out what's going on, and here the clock's running.
Now that loss of plays for kids does bother me.
We're down to 5:23 and counting. Heckert back to pass, and he is being swarmed under, but gets out of there. The entire defense is jailbreaked. Number 55, Brett Brooks, forces a fumble as he throws Heckert down. And it's a recovery for Wilmington, Jeff. Ball on the ground. Brett Brooks with the tackle, and number 52 for Wilmington, Chase Pickard. And guess what class he is, Jeff? What a surprise.
Is that another sophomore?
Another sophomore making plays for the Wilmington Hurricane.
Well, Brett Brooks, I just quickly looked down, and he's not a sophomore, but he's not a senior either. He's a junior. I don't think Coach Killen's going anywhere in the next couple years. I think he's going to see this program built the way he's got it going.
Shelley McCune, realtor, Caldwell Banker, shines like no other. Only one real estate company has guided people home for over 114 years. Call Shelley McCune with Caldwell Banker West Shell. Your neighbor, your friend, your hometown realtor, bringing you exceptional service, honesty, and integrity throughout the entire home buying and selling process. Shelley McCune Realtors started 114 years ago. I don't think we had Academy Awards for then, but let's think about it. Titanic, the real Titanic, might have been around 1906. I think it was either, I'm going to say this, it's either 1904, 06, or 08. It's somewhere in there. Would I bet which year it was? No. But I'm going to say the Titanic incident happened in 1906.
Thought it was a little later than that, but
Maybe Sydney could look it up. When did the real Titanic sinking occur? I'm going to say 1906 or 8. So around the time Shelley McCune Realtors got going. I'm going to stick with 1906. 1912 is the official answer. Okay. So think about it. Shelley McCune Realtors was around even before the sinking of the Titanic.
well, I think it was Coldwell Banker is what I'm because West Shell is it was a
Coldwell Banker's there for 114 years.
right, and I
No,
think
not, but yeah.
the umbrella under which she operates.
Okay, now that makes sense. Now I get it.
But, there are firms, maybe Shelley McCune would be perhaps somebody in a line of family businesses, but I think the reference is Coldwell Banker.
All right, that makes a lot of sense. It took us 9 weeks to get that answer, but it's finally cleared up. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, everyone else. The painting and renovation arm of McCune Painting and Renovation LLC, located in Wilmington, Ohio. Your trusted contractor with over 25 years of experience, offering interior and exterior custom painting and home renovations. Call Nevin today at 937-728-5585 for a free quote. That's McCune Painting and Renovation LLC. So Batavia, one last chance, Jeff, to get in the end zone as they take over. What do you think?
Looks like Wilmington has quite a few new players in the game.
There's a ball deep downfield, and it is caught. It's Hecker to number 9, Kyler Myers. And you're right, they did not give up. They threw a bomb down the field, and they've got a first down on the 10-yard line as they hustle to get a touchdown before the clock hits 0. Be nice to see Batavia get in for a touchdown after all this. And there's
nice
a pass
ball.
over
Beautiful
the middle.
throw.
Hecker to number 13, Lucas Skaggs for the Batavia touchdown with 1:44 to go. They get on the board.
Flag.
But there's flags down. Let's see what we got. May not count.
That was a gorgeous throw.
Gorgeous throw, gorgeous catch.
Dead ball.
It's a personal foul on Batavia.
Dead ball, so they should get the touchdown, and then it'll be the extra point, maybe at the 18-yard line. Or I think Wilmington could elect to take the penalty on the next kickoff or the ensuing kickoff.
Well, it's 48-6. So the touchdown is going to stand. And what are we doing on the point after? we are marking it at the normal spot. So apparently it's going to be assessed on the kickoff is the ruling. So here's the 2-point try by Batavia as they get on the board. It's 48-6. And Heckert rolls to his right and flushed out, and he's got a 2-point catch to Lucas Skaggs. So the 2-point conversion is good. Batavia gets on the board with a couple throws, one for a touchdown, one for the 2-point conversion. It's Wilmington 48, Batavia 8.
You asked earlier, what's Batavia do? That's right there. You keep playing to the end. You get a score, you can go home with your head high.
Ettinger Farms is family owned and operated. Ettinger Farms focuses on providing its customers with the highest quality hay and straw. The experts on their team can provide you the perfect product for any operation and offer both delivery and unloading services. Ettinger Farms also sells both farm fresh beef and pork to fill your freezer. Find them on Facebook or visit their website at ettingerfarms.com. Another wonderful sponsor of campusnation.com. So a minute 44 to go.
Are they going to mark off the penalty, or do we just kind of
Just
ignore it?
forget it, unless they're, what are they doing?
There's about 16 signals being sent there by 2 different referees. It's absurd.
Well, and they finally realize that they do need to mark the penalty. So for a minute, it almost seemed like they had forgotten that they needed to spot a penalty. So instead, they do realize that they need to spot a penalty, and the kickoff is coming from the 25 instead of the 40.
They don't even know where to line up the referees for this.
Jackson Bird, the kicker for Batavia, hasn't had much action today. He does kick deep. And Ringling.
Flag.
Do we have an offside? Yes, we
Yes.
do. So offside Batavia on the kickoff, 48-8 with a minute 22 left. Now here's what's interesting. It was a change of possession, but it's clock running even on the penalty. So it's on the 20-yard line where the kickoff. So how much time have we taken for just the kickoff?
This kickoff may be the last play.
To figure out where we spot the ball, and then by the time that's figured out, there is a penalty on the kickoff, and the ball rolls out of bounds, and the kicker, Jackson Bird, has to go run it down because no one else is allowed to under the COVID world. So 43 seconds and counting. That play started a while back. So there's another deep kick that is rolling, and it's picked up by Ringling. And he is running down the sidelines and out of bounds at the 38.
No, they've stopped the clock now.
Well, because of the change of possession.
Yes, that's true.
So I bet you we got one more play here at Alumni Field. 23 seconds to go. Well, they're not even going to run the play because the clock is running. And the Wilmington kids are not on the field. So I think that's going to be it as the clock winds down. Wilmington with a comfortable win. The Hurricane beating Batavia 48-8. Wilmington 48, Batavia 8. As the kids run to the middle of the field and congratulate each other.
From socially distant.
Jeff, your thoughts on this game?
Wilmington, I'd love to be their coach next year. They're really cranking it up here at the end of the year, and got a wonderful group of underclassmen. Batavia, I think things are looking up for them too. Coach Schmidt has them going in the right direction. They've got a really nice offense. They need to get a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger, and when that happens, they'll be there.
All right, let's talk another time about Brown Funeral Home, Jeff.
Brown Funeral Home here in Wilmington is proud to support the student-athletes of Clinton and surrounding counties. The hard work, dedication, and passion shown by these athletes are the same principles Brown Funeral Home adheres to in their business. The team of Kevin Brown and Billy Earhart are always here to assist your family in time of need. From pre-planning to at need, we offer a wide range of services that are economically friendly to all. To contact Brown Funeral Home, call 937-382-2247. You can also find them online at earhartbrown.com or on Facebook at Brown Funeral Home. Brown Funeral Home, celebrating lives, committed to the community.
And it's Kingdom Exteriors. Is it that time of year and the projects you've been putting off still need to be finished? Is a new roof one of those projects? One simple call could get that out of the way. Kingdom Exteriors specializes in residential and commercial roofing, sidings, and decks. Winter is coming, so trust their 30-plus years of experience serving the Wilmington, Lebanon, Greater Dayton, and Cincinnati areas. Call Kelly at Kingdom Exteriors, 513-696-9593. Okay, let's wrap it up here from Alumni Field and go over some thanks and details about what we've just did and what we have coming up. CampusNation.com and the YouTube channel of Campus Nation. You can watch this game as many times as you want just by logging on to those sites and finding the icon for the Wilmington Batavia game. As many times as you'd like to watch, it's there for you to see. We've got later on tonight, starting at about 6:45 live, the big playoff game between Bethel Tate and Clinton Massey. That coming on at about 6:45. It'll be on the air. Kickoff at 7. A big playoff game on CampusNation.com and the YouTube channel. Our sponsors, again, we want to thank Sam's Meats, Colette Farms, John Roberts Excavating, Shelley McCune Realtors, McCune Painting and Renovation LLC, Edinger Farms, Brown Funeral Home, and Kingdom Exteriors. As always, great job by those businesses that are proudly supporting high school sports and the CampusNation.com network. Jeff, final words from you.
Looking forward to that game tonight. I think this was all Wilmington today, and they're finishing strong.
That's Jeff Merklin. Thank you for another great job on the color. Rick and Sydney Phillips running the board. They've got another game to do later tonight. Country Joe Holdren on the camera wearing his hat as always. I'm Tony Mancuso signing off from Alumni Field, where the final score was Wilmington 48, Batavia 8. Remember, you can watch this game as many times as you want on CampusNation.com and the YouTube channel of Campus Nation. We'll see you down the road. Games tonight, games next weekend, and we'll sign off from Alumni.